Ready now, so in another 3, 2, 1, go. And there they go.
Our king asks you to go and oversee today's mining operation.
Now they both skip the cutscene perfectly.
Built deep within the mountain itself.
And they will start to run. This first part is quite, yeah, normal stuff. You break a couple of blocks, build a couple of blocks. It's a Lego game. That's what you do. And it's a Lego game, so of course there's also one P2C. One player, two controllers. Controlling both characters at the same time. They will try to minimize the moving time here by jumping across the railing. The hamster got it. Paxo died, so that's the first bit of time loss for him. But of course it's minor and there's way bigger skips coming, so not that important for this race. Because in this room there's probably the most important skip coming, called Gem Skip. They're gonna jump and drop out, so that the dropped out player passes through the trigger, doesn't activate it, and then drop back in. The hamster got it perfectly, and so did Paxo. This skip loses 2 minutes if you miss it. So a very important one. Yeah, you drop back in behind the trigger that actually closes the door. Door never closes and you can just walk right out. This is some more 1P2C. They have to collect a couple of ingredients or building blocks here for a building section you will see in a bit after the mining. The mining is, yeah, you need perfect timing to stop the pointer in the middle. That's of course the fastest way, but also gives you the most resources. And then you use those resources to start building a crane here. To find the correct pieces in the wheel. The pieces always stay the same, but the position differs every time, so it's not as easy as it seems to hit that fast.
And that is where they found it.
And the hamster getting a very good mining session there. I think CaptainPaxo missed one, but it's still very close. Here they can already move while the cutscene is still playing, and that's how they skip those blocks. They both got it perfectly. Again, cutting some of the moving time there by jumping off the stairs. The moving while the cutscene is still playing is also only doable with player 2. They'll also do it in this section. You can see player 2 moved a bit there. And here they will go for a couple of buffer jumps. Basically, if you are not moving and jump on the first frame, you can go past these golden mountains that would otherwise kill you if you hit them. That's how they skip a couple of platforms there. The end of this level is another scroller. You can't lose or game time here. They will try to not get the mini kit because that loses a little bit of time in the end scroll that the hamster is now in. And Paxo will reach that point right now as well. After the first level, it's very close still between these two great runners.
That, my dear.
So now they become Frodo and Sam. And Hobbiton, and they will make a great journey across Middle Earth. I know this is not Lord of the Rings. The hamster got stuck a bit there, so Paxo is back in front. And they will try to launch across the bush here. They try to buddy up with the bush in the middle. And the game launches you upwards because there's collision in the way. Here you also saw hovers while attacking as a buddy up. You stay on the same height, and if you then attack immediately after, you don't lose height, and so you can basically hover across any distance, which was used there for the river, and will be used again for another river coming up shortly. But first, here is the big part of out of bounds movement. It's very close, only a couple seconds between the two at the moment. And here will be the next hover across this river. We'll cross the river here, walk a bit, and cross the river again. It's because they can't walk to where they want to go on this side of the river. So they walk towards this bridge and hover over again. And here is somewhere in the mountain there's a little trigger sticking out. Oh wow, Paxo only just got that hover. But yeah, right here they try to hit the trigger of the final room of one of the last levels, and so they skip most of this game. Here you can just jump down and respawn at the bottom. I'm still having a bit of troubles, but that should work here, yep. And now they finish this level, and there's only 3 levels after this for the whole run. So because the game thinks, oh, they're there in the story now, it gives them horses, it makes them do wizards. So now the game is fully on board with the idea that they're at the end of the game already. first part of this level is, yeah, some 1v2c. You may need to make these statues to open up the fog. But in this next room, there's we're gonna skip this fog gate by with some neat little trick. The strats here have gone through some changes. Sorry for that noise. Seems there was an emergency. So yeah, they'll try to get Gandalf stuck here in the collision. And while doing that, Gandalf will build up a lot of speed value. And after a while, they will break it. Gandalf will get shot out. Because all that build up speed, and will be able to launch behind the wall. But the hamster missed the launch, missed the trigger there, so he has to go for the backup, which is using the birds to lift up the crate and then jump over like that. But with that missed strategy, Paxo has now the first significant lead in this race. You can see the hamster going for the bird skip in this level, while Paxo is in a boss fight. And now the hamster is also out of that room and into the boss fight room. This boss fight is just pressing the right buttons as they appear on screen. It isn't too hard, and but it takes quite a while. CaptainPaxo is now into the auto-scroller and onto another boss fight. Now against Sauron. Here you will see him pick up the studs in the room, just so he doesn't pick him up afterwards again on accident, because they want to finish this level without any studs. This saves a bunch of time at the end scroll of the level. So after he builds the statue, you'll see him die a couple of times to lose all the stats. The hamster is now also in the auto-scroller. Again, auto-scrollers in this game, they can't lose or gain any time. You're just along for the ride for that one. So just dies one last time with both of his characters. Now he has 0 stats. He'll try to keep it that way until the end of the level. So this boss fight is consists of 3 phases. You need to build these blue statues that shoot at Sauron. One on the right, one on the left, and then the final one in the middle. Paxo will now enter the third phase. The hamster just finished the first one. You can see Paxo is almost perfectly one phase ahead of the hamster right now. But of course, it's still not the end of the run, so it's definitely not one race yet for Paxo. There's a couple of difficult tricks coming up. One is right here for Paxo. He'll try to do the buddy up launch again. So buddy up with some collision in between and the game will launch you upwards. It was perfect launch for Paxo there. Very nicely done. Now he will just ride towards the next level. The hamster building the last statue here and finishing up this level. This is another buddy up launch. Very precise positioning there, but Paxo made it first try again. This is probably the most difficult launch in the game. And this bodes very well for Paxo's chances in this race. Another one here for him on the statue. While the hamster having a bit more trouble with the icicle launch. That right there was that Paxo just did. Was a buddy up, and if you rotate into some collision, the game also freaks out and boosts you upwards. Buddying up is a mechanic in this game, but game doesn't like it when you do it, basically. But we as speedrunners just abuse that. And now Paxo is almost a whole level ahead of the hamster at this point. And the hamster having trouble with that first, very difficult, I might add, launch. So the lead keeps growing, and Paxo is into the last level now. This first part of the last level is a sneaking section. You need to sneak by Smaug while doing some puzzles. Paxo will be able to skip some of those puzzles, while the hamster now got the launch and can carry on with the rest of the level. This is one of those skips I was talking about. Normally you need to break the statue, but with
We're losing the light. Come on.
yeah, with the weapon, I lost the word for it. Well, the one that the dwarf is holding now. With that, you can speed yourself up, like Paxo is doing now. And here also Paxo will die at a very specific time, and this will allow him to skip a camera pan and also save some time there.
Do you mind if I read a quick donation?
Not at all.
Alright, we got our first donation of the marathon, $50 from Bearhead. That is a bunch of saxophones saying, spam this saxo to support Paxo. And that is going to go towards Los doing the glitch showcase for Batman, so that incentive has already been met. So, first incentive met, the glitch showcase after the LEGO Batman free play run. Sorry about the dog. So, remember, !donate to donate, and check out all the incentives on the schedule, and we hope you're enjoying the marathon so far.
So, you just saw Paxo skip another small part. Well, it looks like a small skip, actually it also skips a cutscene and stuff. And right now Paxo is in a cutscene. You might be wondering, why doesn't he just skip it with no cut? I said no cut skips can skip any cutscene. Well, that's all except this one. It's a weird one. It's different to any other cutscene in any other LEGO game. But yeah, this cutscene is unskippable. We'll have to watch it. But meanwhile, we can watch DaHamster try and catch up.
I come from under the hill. And under hills and over hills, my path is led. And through the air, I am he who walks unseen. I am.
Go on.
Luck barrel rider, riddle maker.
Now that is interesting. And what about your little dwarf friends? Where are they hiding?
So here we can see the hamster going over the chandelier. That's what I meant with the skip that also skips an extra cutscene. That Paxo did while Bearhead's generous donation was getting rid. And now Paxo is in the last couple of rooms. Well, it's all the same room, as you can, as you will be able to see right now. He'll try to do a body up launch here and get out of bounds and just walk to the next section to the level. And the hamster is now in unskippable cutscene.
So it is true. The Black Arrow found
That looks like a good launch for Paxo, and
I was just saying.
it was.
Reputation precedes you.
Yeah, you can see two little guys running around. Camera isn't following them.
You have no equal.
And now they just are in the next part. Trying to launch here and onto the platform there. It was perfect launch.
The Arkenstone.
It also skips climbing and puzzling. Get up there.
This furnace is a stone cold.
With no fire hot enough to set them ablaze.
Have we not?
I did not look to see you so easily outwitted.
Normally you have to build something that tells you the color combination, but as it's always the same combination for these runners. Already know it's red, blue, red. I will try throw some fire bombs at the dragon.
Get those bellows working. Go!
And now Hamster goes into the final part here as well. And except this boss fight, this final part basically consists of 3 launches. Hamster got the first one there. And now Paxo will go to the next launch here. And if he gets this, that will basically be the end of his run. So it's looking very good for Paxo now to win. He would have to lose a lot of time here. But looks like he got the launch. Pulling on the character now, and if that's complete, that's his time. There we go, that's time for him. So Paxo won the race, but the hamster isn't far off. And a bit of unfortunate. A lot of these launches are pretty RNG. So a bit of bad luck there. But very well played. For both of them. And we'll just watch the hamster finish the level now. You'll see him time his fire bombs. Throw the next one right before the first one is hitting. And that's the fastest way you can get through this section. Now he's clearing away the debris. Gets it way faster than Paxo. And that's also his run done. GG, well played to both of them. Let's try to get them in here for to round out this race.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Congratulations.
Thanks. That was a pretty good run.
Yeah. It was almost all launches. First try?
Yeah, I think I was actually pretty near PB pace going into the last 3 launches. Just a little bit of time lost on those 3, but other than that, that was such a clean run.
For sure. Very well played. I think the hamster is here as well now.
Yes, I am.
Well played to you, man.
Yeah,
A
thanks.
bit unfortunate with birdless.
Yeah, birdless is like one of the easiest skips in the game, and I missed it, so yeah, all my fault. I tried to, usually I swap characters when I try to hit the trigger, and instead I dropped in the other person, and it did not go well.
All right. Yeah, that was the part you actually lost the race in, I think.
Yeah.
Because
pretty
your last 3 launches were really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my strength is usually in, like, the quality of my play, and 1P2C is usually really good, just especially because I've been playing this game a lot more than Paxo recently, but
For
yeah,
sure,
missing that one skip kind of lost it, because most of my launches were fine, aside from fast OTD, which was miserable, but the rest of them were all right.
Yeah, and I think, indeed, as you say, with 1P2C, you definitely clawed some time back on Paxo, because at the end, the difference wasn't that big.
Yeah. I guess it's good that I've been practicing, because I will be running this game again, closing up this whole marathon on Sunday night. So yeah, if you want to see more of this game, be sure to watch then, because you'll see me running all mini kits, where yeah, I'll be getting every mini kit in this game, blowing all the levels, playing all the levels, doing a lot of skips.
Yeah, now we skipped 3/4 of this game, I think.
Yeah, at least. I think it's 13 and a half levels, if I remember right?
11, 12 and a half, I think.
Yeah, 12 and a half, yeah.
That's 12 and a half out of
Yeah, 16.
16?
Total. Yeah.
16
Out of
levels,
16,
yes.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
and
yeah, cheat
normal
sheet
any
Paxo.
percent, you even skip more.
Oh yeah.
You'd only do the last level, I think. And then you do 1.5 levels.
Yep.
At the end. All right. I think this was a very good showing for the first one, and I guess we'll get ready for our next one, which is also for me. You'll be stuck with me a bit more. I'll be running Lego Harry Potter, years 1 through 4, all bonus levels, new game.